I believe, here today also for requesting this in-person hearing in Green Bay and I believe also Milwaukee. I'll be providing written comments shortly, which go into more depth on what I'm going to say today and some of the more particular items on whether the PSC has adequately considered a number of factors prior to marching towards approval, which is coming in the months ahead. But given the gravity of this increase, especially on residential folks, I wanted to provide some brief remarks in person today as well. With inflation taking no mercy on all of us, businesses, people, individuals, throughout my district, throughout the state, the idea that now is the time for a massive utility and gas rate increase is incredibly naive to the reality throughout WPS's service territory. I certainly get that inflation of fuel costs and supply chain shortages of critical goods are causing financial burdens on the utility. And those are passed through, as you know, but I don't want to downplay that reality. So we're not saying zero increase here. Eventually, though, inflation, we hope and we believe, will subside and supply chain shortages will alleviate. But this rate proposal could mean that WPS customers are left paying the bills and healthy profits to the utility beyond its necessity. And we have no guarantee that regulators will address those issues if they arise. So listen up, regulator, over in the corner there, because people are hurting. Further, as I'll detail in my written comments, I hope the commission will better do their due diligence on whether costs are being incurred are all truly necessary and if expenditures are being put to their best use. For example, WPS has long contested that they've been working on reliability projects to improve service to their customers, and that a rate increase is necessary to build on these reliability efforts. But if they've been working on reliability previously, why was 2021 one of the worst years since records started being kept when it comes to reliability? The average customer experienced about 1.4 outages, with the average lasting more than 6.5 hours last year. Additionally, they assert that the return on equity they enjoy is necessary to gain and retain investors. Yet WEC Energy Group, the parent company of WPS, reported this morning a net income of more than $300 million just in Q3 of this year, an increase of more than $10 million from the third quarter from the previous year. Anybody that's followed my career knows that I'm a fan of free enterprise, and success for Wisconsin-based businesses is imperative, obviously. But WEC Energy Group's returns are not a result of market forces and consumer choice so much as they are the result of the stiff arm of government protecting their assets and stifling any opportunity for competition. Those profits come from our pockets, and it's your decision, I'm speaking to the commissioners now, whether to continue allowing them to rake in cash in this very low risk, very high reward government-backed monopoly, while friends, family, and neighbors of ours are having to make tough choices at the grocery store. And as a legislator, as someone that's a conduit for their concerns, and I'm sure many of my colleagues feel the same way, and they should be here too, we hear about it regularly, the pain people are going through. As mentioned, I have further concerns which are listed in my written testimony, which may be submitted this afternoon. But ultimately, my primary concern is there's not enough due consideration of the comments and concerns of WPS ratepayers and the more than 1,100 documents in the record of this proceeding to date. I would like to request that the PSC either rejects this request from the utility and restarts the process in a more considered manner at a later date, or that the PSC requires that WPS send a new bill insert notice to ratepayers of their amended rate increase proposal, and that accompanying public comment opportunities restart, including a new public hearing at a later date after customers have received a new notice that their bills could more than double from the initial proposal, from recent months and that WPS alerted them to as initially required. If WPS can truly provide us with better reliability and dependable energy sources which aren't as subject to the woes of fuel cost adjustments, that could be better for Wisconsin in the long term. But I believe a massive unaccountable rate increase will not get us there in the short term. And that's what my constituents, the people of this state, are concerned about, the short term. Please heed my comments and the comments of others today, this afternoon, and those tonight, and others in Milwaukee later in the week, and those that will be submitted online, and going back to the drawing board, starting this process again and reducing this proposal dramatically. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Senator. Okay, calling up the next witness, Kathy Hartman. Are you in? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
My name is Kathy Hartman, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I acknowledge that we are in difficult times, but I think it's important to point out that nonprofits rely on the support of the business community. I've served on several nonprofit boards in this area for many years, and I see firsthand the extent of WPS's generosity in our area. If you look around, you'll see many examples of WPS contributing to key projects and activities here and in other parts of Northeast Wisconsin. So I'm looking at the long term, and my perspective is that a financially successful company equals successful nonprofits equals a successful and thriving community. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. So the last appearance slip I have for a person to call, get your slips in if you haven't done it yet. Did you want to speak? Yeah, just pass it back to the room. Yeah. There we go. All right, so it's Representative Christina Shelton. I swear you in. Do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello all. Thank you for holding today's public meeting. My name is Christina Shelton, and since 2020, I have had the honor of representing the people of the city of Green Bay in Wisconsin's 90th Assembly District in the state legislature. In this public office, my staff and I have had the unique opportunity of hearing from, assisting, and supporting constituents of Green Bay with any issues brought to our attention. Frequently, these issues focus on the cost of living and how working families can make ends meet in our ever-changing, challenging economy. One of these primary stressors is being the increase in the cost of utilities just to keep the lights on and to keep the heat on and to keep their families safe and secure. What we have in front of us today is a choice to give a hand up to the working class and to make sure that working people and their families can get through the winter, to put food on the table, to keep a roof over their head and to keep the lights and the heat on, and to mediate your profit margins. Or you can max out in a utility space that constituents cannot get by without subscribing. And in Green Bay, we don't have a choice. It's WPS or nothing. Now, the flyers we received over the summer said to expect a $6 increase this winter. And so I'm curious today, how did we get to 15? And why has the brunt of this change in rates been put on residential and small business consumers? The Green Bay Press Gazette reported that there's a 14.7% increase in residential customer rates, while rates for small commercial and industrial consumers will go up 14.1%. or $34.88 a month, while large industrial and commercial customers would have a 7.3% increase. So it's pretty as plain as it gets to me and to my constituents. The largest corporations in our area will see a soften blow, while our working class families will have to decide between eating, keeping a roof over their head and the lights on. That's the choice that we have today. So I'm asking you, for the sake of my constituents, for the sake of Wisconsinites and residents in Green Bay, small businesses in our community. I encourage you to make the right choice. Please do not pass off these increased rates to our residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Okay, next witness is Douglas Cayer, C-A-Y-E-R. You know the drill by now? Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was noticing that after the city council is asking for a $300 million debt already, and with the price of gas and food all of a sudden going up, my suggestion would be to wait till 2024 when if circumstances happen that I think are going to better this whole country, would be in a better position to have this increase. Now, I've been self-employed for the last 50 years, and I don't have the luxury of saying I want a 15 or 20% increase and it's already done. Sometimes I have to just eat my profit in order to make it to sustain. And but I think 15% is quite high. I'm thinking if any increase would be justified, maybe 5% to start. And we've got 2 more years till all of a sudden our president is raising everybody's taxes, whether you think they're taxes or not. The gasoline and the food, gasoline is hitting me really hard. And a lot of friends of mine that are truckers with diesel, what happens at the end of the month when diesel just isn't there anymore because of the cost? It's really upsetting to see somebody asking for an exorbitant rate change. I have no issues against WPS. I've owned properties and I've dealt with them quite a lot. And they've always been real nice and helpful. But this just seemed a little bit outrageous because now the mayor wants to spend $300 million. All of a sudden, they're probably going to get it. And the schools want $100 million. And they'll probably get it too, because everybody's saying, oh, well, the price is going up. We might as well just eat it. But what about these people that can't afford it? I can afford to eat and run my vehicle and have my business go on. But some of these people they're going to be stuck turn the heat off in the winter in this city. You can't do it. And even if that section on the public service bill says low income help, that little thing that is $3 or $5 each month of billing, that's going to have to go sky high, because some people are going to just have that option of eat or use your heat. And it's not pretty, and it isn't like public services is hurting. You've got sustainability, and you know that everybody's backing you, but it's just watching everything happen with the prices going sky high all of a sudden, and nobody's prepared for this, because I thought everything was going to be pretty well sailing and businesses were getting profits up. And then maybe in 2024 things are going to turn around. They have to, or there's going to be a civil war in this country, because nobody can sustain like this. It's just too much of a shock. So that's my piece.
All right. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for your comment.
Okay.
So that's all the comments I have, all the appearance slips I have for people who want to make a comment. I think I see, were you wanting to speak today? No?
I I was going to, but.
It's fine, we can,
I didn't hear what was spoken about before prior to.
that doesn't matter, that's fine. You can just say, we're just looking for your opinion on the case, so.
Yeah,
And if you want to speak, we'll just need you to come up here, so it's up to you.
okay.
All right, why not? So first what I'll do is just swear you in and get your name.
Wally.
So have a seat.
Yep.
So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and give us your name, please.
Walter Wilson,
Okay, just spell that. for-
WELSNG.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, go ahead.
You know, I understand where the raises have to come in and housing and the new, everything's going rocket, and like everybody else said, you know, and it's gotta be, I guess, everybody, myself and everybody that's paying public service. Public service is a business, and we really don't know what you guys do. We just pay. And because a lot of people don't have time to do anything, to really do research. So I guess I myself, as speaking for other people too, we just want you to be honest and trustworthy to work for us. And do the right thing. And not to be, you know, nothing against having corporate bonuses. But sometimes if they have a bonus and they raise the rates because they have a bonus, that might be not sit very well with other people also, but yeah, the main thing is just that as people in Brown County and public service area, we just want you to do the work and be honest with everybody. You know, that's the main thing I'd like to say, you know, for the city of Green Bay also with the assessments that just went on, you know, the housing market went crazy, houses aren't worth what they paid for, and people are really upset about that. And like I said, I don't really know what other people spoke about prior. But hopefully you'll see, and in your heart and in common sense, how you would, you know, see other people with their expenses and things like that. Yeah, that's about all.
Okay.
Something quick and easy.
Sounds
All right,
good.
thanks.
All right, thanks very much.
Yep.
All right, so anyone else wish to speak? So it's about 2:25. I think if we just go into recess for about 15 minutes, just people who've spoken already can leave. It's up to you, but we'll just sit and wait in case someone else shows up. So we'll do about a 15-minute break and then come back and see if anyone else wants to make a comment. So, thanks. So we'll be in recess. Oh, yeah, there's-
Oh, no, that's impossible.
Get what you need.
I think so. Is there someone from the other side who was speaking?
Well, so these are just the public. So if you want, so we have utility staff in the back row,
Okay.
and then commission staffs at the table.
Okay.
So in terms of sides, it's all kind of a big, a big free for all. Yeah. All right, well, let's get back on the record. Just checking if we have anyone else in attendance that wishes to make a comment. Anybody? No? All right, well, we'll stand adjourned until 6 p.m. Thanks everyone for attending.